However, you tune in to the news bulletin today, May the 16th, coming first with local news. In preparation for the content of the 9th meeting session of the National Assembly, the National Assembly deputies of Dom Nai conducted a survey on the progress of land acquisition, compensation and resettlement for the construction of Long Thanh International Airport. Before working with the People's Committee of Long Thanh District, the delegation of Dom Nai National Assembly took an on-site visit at the construction of Lộc An Bình Sơn resettlement area. After hearing the local leaders brief about the progress, the National Assembly deputies require updates about the implementation of infrastructure outside the airport border, the resettlement, as well as vocational training and job creation for people affected by the projects. Many people had to leave their homes and gardens to hand over the land for the construction of airport. In the context of the COVID-19 epidemic affecting the socio-economic life, the banking sector has implemented credit packages to help customers solve their hurdles. To support enterprises affected by COVID-19 disease, by the end of April 2020, the branch of VietinBank based in Biên Hòa Industrial Zone reported a total of 43 billion Vietnam dong in terms of outstanding debt. The lending interest rate was cut down by 0.2% to 1.5% for customers, depending on the level of impact of COVID-19. Service fees are offered for exemption or reduction to most customers at this branch. Recently, the State Bank of Vietnam, for the second this year, reduced the operating rate. This move has been welcomed by enterprises as it helps them access to credit capital at low rate. Up to now, more than 1,000 trillion Vietnam dong in terms of loans registered by 260,000 businesses have been offered by banks for a reduction of interest rate. The Red Cross Society of Long Thanh City hosted a voluntary blood donation in May 2020. The event was supported by local General Hospital and Chợ Rẫy Hospital in Ho Chi Minh City. Officials and staff working at Long Khánh General Hospital and volunteers in the Long Khánh City participated in this blood donation. Blood donors will receive medical check for the purpose of COVID-19 prevention, then fill in the medical declarations. 57 blood units had been donated within this morning. Since the beginning of the year, the city's Red Cross Society has organized 8 voluntary blood donations, collecting 1,215 blood units, reaching 56.6% of the assigned targets in 2020. World News. The European Centre for Disease Prevention and Control (ECDC) recently warned about an inflammatory multisystem syndrome in children that is associated with COVID-19 disease. There were about 230 suspected cases of this new syndrome reported in the European countries, including 2 fatalities. 2 fatalities were reported, one in the UK and one in France, ECDC released. So far, the new coronavirus had taken its rated toll on the elderly and those with chronic health conditions. But reports about the syndrome in children have raised fears it could pose a greater risk to the young than first thought. The World Health Organization (WHO) urged clinicians to be alert on the rare syndromes, but cautioned that the links to COVID-19 was still unclear. The condition, known as pediatric inflammatory multisystem syndrome, share the symptoms with the toxic shock and Kawasaki disease, including fever, rashes, swollen glands, and in severe cases, heart inflammation. Lockdown measures in New York City have been extended until June 13th under an executive order signed by the state governor Andrew Cuomo. However, the order will allow the loosening of some travel restrictions, at the same time turning on the green light for certain businesses to reopen. New York has so far become the hotspot of coronavirus pandemic in the U.S., while the death toll has hit more than 20,000. The national lockdown order will be expired on May 15th, American time. Governor Cuomo is now preparing a roadmap to gradually wake up the state economy, which is now nearly paralyzed. So far, $7.4 billion of unemployment allowance have been paid by the state to 1.7 million people, affected by the pandemic. That's all with today's news. Thanks for joining us and goodbye.